Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Maybe you're good-looking, so always looking for and finding the good. That's the definition of a good-looking person, looking for and finding the good in life. You're going to find amazing good with our guest today, wonderful Alex. Bring you on just a moment. And I want to urge, first of all, say thank you to everybody for joining us on the Eye on Las Vegas podcast with your humble host, Barry Shore, the ambassador of joy. Notice I didn't say the ambassador of joy. And this show is really about the idea of freedom, because that's what Las Vegas smells like. That's what it is. It's a place of freedom. You can do things here. Things are accomplished here. Now, everybody in the world, everybody has heard of Las Vegas. Just imagine something. If you take the entire population of New York City and all its outlying areas, the entire population of Chicago and all its outlying areas, the entire population of Los Angeles, California, all its outlying population, put them all together, it doesn't equal the number of people that come to Las Vegas in the course of the year. 41 million people come through to and around Las Vegas in any given year. Why? Because things are happening here. Of course, there's gaming and gambling and things and shows and such. It's a place you can really feel the energy. And you're going to meet one of the most energetic, interesting, dynamic, positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant people right now. His name is wonderful Alex Lovely. Alex, please say hello
What's
to
up?
25,000 people around the world.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, I am just so happy to have Alex here. Anybody who's listening, you'll hear his voice in just a moment. If you're watching, you see the screen is lit up from his smile. His everything about him, it just emanates joy and happiness and peace and love. And that's really his name. His name is Alex Love, L-O-V-E, Lee, L-I. So we're just going to jump right in. If I started telling you all the things that Alex does, it would take the rest of the show. I'm just going to tell you 3 small data points. Number one, he is very successful in his chosen area, which is real estate, but not just for him. It's real estate education for other people. What Alex is really about is sharing. That's number one. Number two, he has built something that is really tremendous called the Legends U, or the Legends Impact Experience. And he's really about the ability for personal growth and positive change in the world. And I can attest to that because I've been with Alex on a couple of occasions, and I visited him recently at one of his seminars, and it's a wonderful experience. So let's just jump right in and talk about something that is really near and dear to your heart, which is community and community building. So the stage is yours, dear sir.
Oh, man, thank you so much. That was an amazing intro. And I feel more excited and more alive, and I feel the joy just by being on here. So thank you so much for having me. Appreciate that so much. Yeah, I've been a part of a lot of different types of communities. Like I think in my life, like I've been part of personal development communities, real estate communities, business growth communities, even the plant medicine communities, and my goal is to bring the leaders of different communities together. I think that today we are in a time where community matters more than ever. Again, right? It's not something brand new. We're going back to something we've always known, which is the times where tribes and people came together and sat around the fire and told stories and shared and talked about what we're leaving behind, for the next generation. So for me personally, yes, I use real estate as my vehicle to create financial freedom. And I think there are 2 other things that people need to have is time freedom and then also purpose freedom, like freedom of just really being able to explore what's really important in our lives. And I think when people have to, worry about how to pay the next month's rent or put food on the table or whatever any of those financial obligations are, it's hard for people to start thinking about what can we do for the children? What can we do for the homeless? What can we do for the vets? All right. So I think it is very important that financials are there. Oftentimes what I realize in different communities that I'm part of is the very spiritual communities. They're all about spirituality, about love, and about peace.
Which, by the way, everybody has.
Yes,
no matter how large or small the existing bank account is, and let's be blunt, bank accounts move and shift.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has the ability to be purposeful. Is that correct? Isn't that what you're focusing on?
Yes, it's about drawing that out for people to recognize and even bring awareness to it. At our last event, somebody literally was like, I'm crying and I don't even know why, because our society has conditioned us to focus on a whole bunch of things and chase a whole bunch of things that don't really provide the fulfillment that we thought it was going to provide, right? So whether it be a Lamborghini or a big car or status or a certain type of climbing the ladder in your career, right? We're seeing that over and over, that people achieve all levels of financial success, but still feeling empty and their relationships are broken. And so, like, how do we now implement this to create a holistic, like, healthy life where we bring purpose into everything that we do? And I think this is something that gets to be drawn back out. And more of us get to have this communication, more of us get to trust in community again. And ultimately for me, it's about faith, right? There is some higher being, there is a God, whatever you want to call it, universal frequency, love frequency, any of those things. Everything is happening best case scenario, and if we can believe that will take care of faith itself. Just everything happening best case scenario.
Let's use that as our foundation basis to begin and unpack something. So I think you'll like this. FAITH is a wonderful acronym that stands for Finding Answers in the Highest. Again, like you said, whatever your designation is, God, the spirit, the nature, but finding answers in the highest means there's something beyond one's self. And once you can do that, now you can enter into a relationship with others in a similar mindset. And you used the word share before. Share is a very powerful acronym that stands for spreading happiness and rejuvenating energy. And from my experiences with you, Alex, that's what you're about. This rejuvenating energy, this ability to, well, that's part of your name. So before we began, I love making acronyms, as you know. So I made an acronym for Alex and for love and for Lee, your last name. But our acronym for love stands for living on vibrant energy. That's you, living on the vibrational plane. So I want to talk to you about and draw out from you what happened at this recent event, this Legends University, this Legends experience. Can you share with us just one or two anecdotes that happened at this group, which may have numbered, I don't know whether it was 80 or 100 people. You kept it purposely very small, intimate, so people could eat together and be together and do things together for a few days. One or two anecdotes, I think, might illustrate what it is that you're really about and what you're building here.
Yeah. So first, I think one of the most powerful things we did on the first day is we had a hypnosis show at the end of day one, right? The hypnosis show, actually, some things happened that I was like, wow, if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I couldn't believe that it happened. People's like, your mind is that much more powerful, right? And the entire show, like the next day when we debrief it, is about how powerful our self-talk is, and that we've actually been hypnotizing ourselves our whole lives about what we cannot achieve. So when we now step into, whoa, I have this power, right? It's all about bringing power back into you. Reclaiming power is everything that I do, right? What we've done and what society has taught us is that we put our power into the external, right? Who became president? What does my partner do or don't do or say or don't say? And what type of job I have? Like, we put all this power out into the external, rather than recognizing that the external is simply a reflection of our belief systems and our habits from the inside. So the hypnosis part of it was just to show you that this is what is possible when you talk to yourself correctly. How do you hypnotize yourself? A really funny thing, right after that event, I asked my trainer, I was like, hey, I want to go PR. I want to do my like 1 rep max, right, on a bench. And I talked to myself in my mind, hypnosis of how strong I am. And also I had an image of like my wife underneath a car. And I was like, let's see what I can do. I literally put up 315 which was not, like I was not at that level before this, right? I was putting up maybe like 250, something like that. So just that itself, I was able to push and tell my own self that, like, how much more stronger I am. So hypnosis was day one, right? Then we did some business stuff on day two, just like, how do you create your business? Here are the steps, here are the strategies, right? You can see what's possible for yourself. You can see, why does it matter, right, to have a podcast? Why does it matter to speak, and to find what is important to you and then articulate it on stage or on a podcast or anything like this, right? Most people don't do podcasts because they don't feel like they have anything of value to share, but everyone does. There is somebody literally waiting to hear your message. Like, people are waiting for it. Some people aren't realizing that there are people that will only resonate with what they're saying. And so the third day was a breakthrough. It was like, okay, all of this on the line, what would it mean for you and what's in the way? Like, what would your life look like? And so we did this this breakthrough process where you put the arrow on your neck and you got to break it, right? Like, literally the arrow's on the softest part.
Wait. Let's. I want to unpack this a little bit.
Yeah.
I saw a video of it.
We got plenty.
An arrow, and let's be blunt. The end of the arrow was not blunt. It was a sharp point. Is that correct?
It was a metal point, yes.
Okay, so it's a metal point. It's not a rubber point. It's a metal point.
Yes.
And it's putting it on your neck. And then it's on the other end of the arrow. In other words, a stick of wood is being held by somebody's palm.
Somebody's hand, exactly.
Right. So you can actually feel it at your neck.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, feel like, in other words, the person's not going to push it into you, because if you did, you die, or at least you'd be hurt. But you can feel that there's something that is in your way, as it were, right? In your way. And what is the goal? What are you supposed to be able to do?
So the more you hesitate, right, all you're doing is you're taking the step forward. You're taking the step forward to say, whatever is in the way, it's an illusion. This arrow that is right here seems like it's going to go
of your neck,
at the softest part of your neck. But if you took the one step forward, the arrow actually snaps, right? But if you don't, see, some people are like, oh, I don't know if I can, and they're not taking this step. It actually just makes it harder, and it actually instills more fear as you're not breaking it. So, like, the self-talk, and so people broke through that. Like, it was like anything is now possible for them, because we have people write on the arrow, like, what's in the way, right? What does it mean? What are you most afraid of? And what does this fear mean to you? What else is available in your life if you did not have this fear? So that was a representation of the stuff that we carry with us, what we've hypnotized ourselves with. And so we break through it. So the entire thing really is just an experience, right, about yourself. It's an experience of your own power and of yourself. And then now, what do you step into in the future, right? So that's all great. The event is great. People have awesome experiences, but it's the integration after it that I believe is really important. This is why community is so important. You need the people that have gone through it with you to say, hey, remember that moment, right? And people had very, very intimate experiences with each other, and they can help remind each other, right, of the experience that they had. And then also, from those relationships, the foundation of all business and investment is great relationships. And
okay. On that note, hold that for a pause. Don't go away, because there's more Alex coming right back. We have sponsors. We wouldn't urge you to patronize them. We didn't think they're worthy of your time and attention. We're right back after this less than 1 minute pause, and more Alex and experience in community building.
Let's go.
What if you could shop at your favorite local stores, swipe your current credit card, and get extra cashback rewards? And what if you could also have donations sent to your favorite cause at no extra cost to you? What if this amazing program was absolutely free and very simple to set up? Well, What If is here. Welcome to Einstein Cares, where your everyday shopping gives you and your favorite cause extra money. It's fast, it's easy, and effortless.
Good good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved immortal beings, and good-looking people. Maybe a good-looking show is looking for and finding the good. Our cup runneth over with good. His name is Alex Love Lee, L-I, and he's talking about breakthrough and experience. Now, I'm going to make something. If you didn't see the first part, that's why we record this. You're going to be able to go over it again. I urge you, don't take any notes. Just experience, lean in, feel what this is all about. Remember to share this with 5 people. That's right. You want to do it 50 or 100, it's up to you, but at least 5. That way we'll touch 2 million people around the planet. Alex is talking to us about not just inspiration, which is wonderful. We all love inspiration, but you know what happens after a day or so, right? Okay. And it's not just about information. There's a lot of information out there. This is about the T word, transformation, the breakthrough. And when you have that transformational experience, now you anchor that with community and you continue to experience and break through. Now you can be everything that you want to be. Your self-talk is now positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. And you can accomplish everything that you want by saying, I am, and knowing what's going to happen because you're surrounded by people who encourage you. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, it's the recipe for collective success, collective healing, and we need that more than ever, especially today, right? I mean, we know, like, we just got a new president coming in, elected, and there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of high energy, and people are sad, people are scared, all sorts of emotions are up. And it's what's beyond all this, right? What's beyond all this illusion of this game that we're playing? And it's an ascension. Like, we have a consciousness ascension that's happening. And first, you got to have some personal development, some transformation around what you believe is possible for you. Then you see the gifts that you are to the community. Then you have people that hear you and support you and champion you, right? Like, I think the number one thing that people are really craving for is literally to be seen or to be heard. That's it.
That's it. And by the way, this is not revelation for 2024, or this may be seen 100 years from now. It's not for that. This is ancient foundational wisdom. This is wisdom. Wisdom exists throughout time and space, over time and space, because it's fundamental to the human experience. I want to mention 2 other things. You said recipe. Now, the beauty of a recipe or a cookbook is if you follow the recipe, guess what happens? The result is something tasty, something good, right? Mm-hmm. If you decide, I'm going to bake a cake, but I have no idea, I'll put some flour and sugar and water and you think you're going to make it, but you're not following the recipe, it's unlikely that the results will be as good. If you follow the recipe for success, then the outcome is predetermined. Mm-hmm. So if you really want to have financial freedom, if you want to have purpose freedom, if you want to have spiritual freedom, and you follow the recipe. And part of the recipe, and I want to now applaud you, Alex. I'm going to embarrass you. So first of all, Alex is a great acronym, ALEX. I love names with X in them, by the way, or Z's. Z's and X's are really fun letters for names. Alex stands for Awareness Lets Enthusiasm Excel. That's what you do. So one of the things that you've built after this Legends program, and even before, but after certainly, is what we call the free Monday night call. Now notice that it's free. Monday night, anywhere, anybody can call from anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, actually.
Yep.
And it's designed for one thing only, to help you, to be of service. It's not selling anything. Yeah, actually it is. It's selling you on you. So I'll make a statement. See, as wonderful as Alex is, and he is, as great as Barry sure is, okay, he's wonderful. This is not about him, not about me. It's about you being the best you. Because when you're the best you make the world a better place. Mm-hmm. You build more bridges of harmony, create more joy, happiness, peace, and love, right? And now Alex, we know what his name stands for. Love, we know what it stands for. And LI stands for living inspirationally.
Yeah, I like that. I love that.
That's who you are. So I want to finish this piece of our time together and talk about financial freedom, and purpose freedom. Let's discuss first financial freedom vis-a-vis your chosen vehicle, which is real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about you, young man, happily married. Let's say you don't have much money. How does somebody begin in real estate? How do you buy a multi-million-dollar property or even begin to think about it if you don't have money? Is it more an understanding of self-awareness and knowing that you're going to have that which is necessary and just going through and following the recipe? Is it almost that simple?
It is basically that simple, but we complicate it, right? So I teach a Course in Miracles as well. This is actually my greatest gift, I think, to the world. Is on Sundays and Wednesdays I teach a Course in Miracles, which is a really great self-study spiritual book, designed really to help you find more peace in your life. But I think it's about recognizing that even the amount of money that you have in your bank account, it's a limitation to what you think you can achieve. And because people are like, oh, well, I have no money. That means I can't do real estate. And then so people say, when I have money, I will go and buy real estate. But that isn't how anybody built their real estate empire either, right? Unless it just like fell on their lap. But you got to be creative. In the beginning, it's about creativity. It's about finding what you need. Somebody else always has everything you need. But can you be the something that somebody else needs and then come together? So like just by having the education, the community, the right mentor so you don't make mistakes, you could be what we call a general partner or an operator, right? I will operate the deal. Somebody else has money just sitting either in the high interest account or even not, just in the bank account or 401k, IRA. They're working. They're doctors, they're nurses, they're doing what they're doing, trading time for money. And this is what they do. And because they don't have time to focus on investments, they give it to some manager that's going to manage their 401k, right? And when you really look at 401k and IRAs, they don't really give you the results that you're looking for. Part of why I started teaching is because I started to recognize that at grocery stores, we have the elders working as cashiers. We have hostesses as elders. And I'm like, when I was growing up, this is high school entry-level jobs. Right. And what happened? Where do we go wrong? And it's because 40 years ago, right, people were making $30,000 and they're like, hey, put money into these retirement accounts. When you retire in 40 years, you're going to have $350,000. They're like, oh, my God, $350,000. I could live for 20 years, 40 years down the road. You got your $350K. But now you can't even survive for 2 years off of that amount of money, right? Because of how much inflation has gone. So people haven't outpaced inflation. But you know who has is the people that you gave money to, the BlackRocks, the Fidelities, these large funds that took your money and literally bought all of the S&P 500 companies, right? They own all of those companies. Talk about a monopoly funded by the everyday people, right? So I'm like, I got to teach people how to do this because very quickly you can turn $50,000 into multiple millions of dollars, and each time we go through a certain real estate cycle, you should be able to add an extra zero to your net worth. So,
and by the way, I want to interrupt you because it's important. We have people listening from all over the world. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to live in America. Mm-hmm. Even people in America want to live in America because they're not thinking this is possible. See, if you're living in Pakistan or in the middle of the Congo or in most places in Europe, you can't do this. The United States of America, you can do this.
Well, I'm going to actually challenge that also, right? It's the principle's the same everywhere in the world.
But the principles are the same. The access and the ability to be as creative as it is in the United States is everybody wants to live here because of our mindset, by the way. This is an entrepreneurial mindset. Let's call it that.
Yeah, it's magnified. But again, the foundation's the same. You can live in Africa and you're like, well, what do I do? What's my skills? What can I trade my skill for a piece of this real estate? Then can I take this and rent it out to somebody else? It's all possible everywhere. It's all relative to the money.
Well said. Mm-hmm. However, here we have the opportunity because what you're talking about is not something you thought about. This is what you practice. Mm-hmm. See, what you're talking about is what you practice, and you don't just preach it, you practice it.
Yeah.
And that's why I want people to understand who you are. That when you give these free courses on Monday, this is not just saying, hey, if I got a deal for you.
No.
It says, I've got a deal for you. The best deal is you.
Yeah.
You're the deal. When you start thinking this way and you use your self-talk, you liberate yourself. You don't just
Mhm.
have financial freedom, you have purpose freedom.
Yeah. I think it's just important that people understand that mindset along with right tactics, right, and support systems is going to help you have a much, much greater chance of success. So, people that don't have money for real estate, well, learn how to run a real estate deal, learn what a good deal is, and then go find somebody that has the money, right? This is how I built it. I actually at one point lost everything. I lost my restaurant, house, car got repoed, 400K in debt, 400 credit score. Within a year and a half, had 12 properties doing $20,000 a month cash flow, right? Because I'm confident in my real estate skills. And I was able to get a couple people to say, hey, I'll invest the money with you. I'll take a chance on you, right? Obviously, close friends, family, you can start there. You crush it, you kill it for them. They tell their friends, they tell their friends, they come and do it again. This is how you build up your empire super fast. And yes, America definitely gives you a great opportunity to create that. That's why people change their whole life, give up everything just to come here for a chance at that.
Right. That's the point. America is land of opportunity.
Oh, for sure.
And what I love about Alex Love Lee, living inspirationally, is that the genius of the system, the American entrepreneurial capitalist system, is that by sharing these insights and these secrets, not only do you not lose, you gain.
Mm-hmm.
See, in every other kind of way, people say, well, I'm not going to share this. On the contrary, what you're doing, Alex, is you're creating what we call the law of attraction. You said it, you articulated it beautifully. When you crush it for other people, guess what happens? You're attracting money. It's not that you're chasing money for a deal. Money comes to you because you are the one who's channeling it. You're the one who's creating the opportunity. When you do that, the law of attraction must work. It's a law. It's built, law stands for love awakens wisdom. That's what a law is. Love awakens wisdom. People I want to hang around with Alex. He knows what he's doing. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy. He makes me money. Huh? Who's that guy? And they can say the same thing about you, because that's what you do. You share that on the Monday call. You share that in the Legends You. You share that with everything about you, you and your wife. That's who you are. That's why I'm so honored to have you. And by the way, that's one of the reasons we have I in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a place where this thing's happening. Much more so, by the way, in other places. I come from California. California is a closing society. Nevada is an opening society. And it's a beautiful place to be. I'm sorry to say at the moment that we're running close to our time together. I have 3 quick questions for you, Alex. You ready?
All right, let's go.
Number 1, will you come back again?
Yeah, of course. This was amazing. This was so much fun.
Thank you. Number 2, Alex Love Lee. What is you only have 80 seconds to answer this. What is your most fervent desire?
A fervent desire. To bring more people and inspire more people to be closer to God.
The G word.
The G word.
God stands for Garden of Delight.
Love it.
Say like that. And number 3, may I give you a hug in front of now 427,918 people around the world?
Let's go.
Okay, HUG stands for Heartfelt, Unlimited Gratitude. Heartfelt, unlimited gratitude. Number 1, count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And you're listening to, of course, I in Las Vegas, the humble host Barry Shore, and our amazing guest, wonderful Alex Love Lee. And we have a blessing for you, each one of you, from Alex and Barry, and it is go forth, live exuberantly, spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference. Alex, don't go away.